Gang Dean here, and it's 4 in the morning while I'm recording this video at the moment. I'm having my first coffee of the day. Some of that cheap Nescafe shit is what keeps me rolling. I don't go and do the cafe fucking coffee shit, but if you're into that, good luck to you. To me, it's just a caffeine hit first thing in the morning, because obviously my energy levels need all the help that they can get. So, I've been a bit quiet. Don't fucking fear, never fret. I've been fucking busy. I'm working on the Dean McCrae website. I've had my brother from another mother here helping with some plumbing work on the Taj Mahal here where I'm rocking and rolling from. And we obviously had to do some catching up and the like. We haven't caught up in about 8 years. And trying to get that balance between getting this fucking plumbing work done, which is obviously his wheelhouse, his expertise, and the rest of it. But the subscriber count for this YouTube channel is creeping up towards, I don't know, fucking 120, 130. It's lovely. There's 47,000 of you following on the Facebook page now. 13-something thousand on the Twitter or X machine. And look, I really appreciate all you fucking champions. I do think that the subscription on the Facebook thing is probably presents some of the best value in Australia at $1.49 a pop. I'm really into raping and pillaging you guys for dollars. I work fucking hard for my actual money, but anything along those lines certainly helps. It's a very warm and fuzzy kind of gesture. So thank you very much, gang. Now, as you know, and as I know, the country's rooted. The Western world is on its knees, begging, squealing, and in an absolute fucking mess. And as always, it's those silly, audacious pricks who want to work hard, provide for their families, have families, and try and get ahead in life that bear the brunt of this complete, utter fuckwittery from people who have no business being anywhere near the halls of power. So Victoria's got a new premier. This peanut, his big claim to fame is that he is not Dan Andrews and he is not Jacinta Allan. A couple of days ago, you told us that Jacinta Allan was the best thing since sliced bread and that you would be loyal and do everything you needed to do to protect her leadership and blah, 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 blah. So started day one by being full of shit, which we already fucking knew anyway. But the other claim to fame is that you've had a job. You work at K Mart. Well, whoop-de-fucking do. I'm not taking the piss out of anyone who works at K Mart, but if you seem to think that that is the one thing that defines the difference between you and Dan Andrews and you and fucking Jacinta Allan, you're a bigger fucking retard than the rest of them. And that's saying something, right? You've never run a business. You've never failed at a business. You've never lost in a business. You've never worked in the private sector other than I can only imagine a few weeks at fucking K Mart, because they'd be looking at you going, look, you're a fucking potato. Can you get out of here, cunt? But you actually think that you're trying to use that as see, I've worked for a living, so I've had a real job. Look, you're a fucking staffer, like the rest of them, fucking useless. You come through, you go up the Labor pipeline, you go up the Liberal National pipeline, you become a staffer, and then next thing you know, you after licking a certain MP's orifices for a certain amount of time, they put you in line so that they can run you as a candidate, and based on the fact that usually it's Liberal and Labor or Nationals, you can get a Guernsey because just that's how the math fucking works. Now, sadly, Victoria is the biggest basket case in Australia by a fucking long shot. I think it's almost irredeemable, but here's what's going to happen, because the Liberal Nationals down there are so fucking useless. More redeeming, look, I don't know what went on with that guy. I didn't really get right fucking stuck into that, but it did seem like a bit of shit fuckery going on there, which is disappointing, because she's probably one of the better ones. The rest of the Liberal Party down there seems to be a complete waste of fucking time, as does the Nationals. Now, you may be able to sort of go, well, you might be able to point out a couple there and go, Dean, but this guy's great or that girl's great. I'm happy to look at them. I'm not holding my fucking breath. David Limbrick's still the single best MP down in Victoria, and Victoria did themselves a disservice by letting Tim Quilty not be in Parliament at the last lot of state elections. But I digress. What's going to happen there is you've got a Labor government that's completely fucked, run by a bloke who apparently his claim to fame is he worked at K Mart. Well, it's got to be better than Bimbo Barbie or Dan Andrews, both of whom should be in fucking jail. Liberal Nationals are fucking nowhere. One Nation they've got no candidates, they've got no structure, and to my supporters, I do want One Nation to do well, but I want them to do it maintain credibility, not lose their way. That's why I'm probably harder on them than you'd like me to be. I am supportive of One Nation, I'm supportive of the Libertarians, I'm supportive of Jared Rennick, but this is what I'm saying. They're going to absolutely make a ton of money down in the Victorian elections because they get paid per vote over 4%. That used to be the rule. I haven't bothered to look this morning. But It used to be about $2 or $3 per vote for every vote over 4% of the vote. Now, these guys could run. This could be your One Nation candidate in an electorate in Victoria, and it would get fucking somewhere between 15 and 35% based on current numbers, current trajectory, which means they are going to clean up in the dollars and cents states, which obviously need money to make the world go round. But if we're running lampposts, we're in a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying? I did hear that Stuart Bonds is going to be leading New South Wales One Nation going forward into the New South Wales elections, which is great news, and Stuart has my full support and endorsement in that arena. Anybody in New South Wales who wants to get behind Stuart Bonds will have whatever nod and smile and whatever you can do in that arena. I have a lot of faith in that bloke in that circle. But that's what's going to happen in Victoria. Now, I read an article last night just to perk me right up. Now, the poor climate change fucking deluded animal justice fucking lunatics, somewhere in the middle of all that, and they've now changed their mind. And just so you all know, somewhere amongst all this bird flu bullshit and whatever, because birds have never gotten sick and died before, they all previously died only by being hit by cars. They've never actually died of anything else. Birds, in the history of humanity and animality, that's never happened. They've only ever died from diseases that are going to kill us all and wipe us out, all being hit by cars, all flying into windmill farms. But apparently now they've worked out that the better thing for climate change is not free-range chickens, it's battery-caged chickens. No wonder these poor, silly, deluded fuckwits are struggling to get through life and work out whether they're Arthur or Martha, because these people just come out with some of the dumbest shit. Some of the dumbest shit in the wide fucking world. Climate change is a complete farce. It's a load of bullshit, kids, right? You're not going to die from the weather, right? It's not going to happen. Yes, be responsible. Yes, try not to pollute the joint. Yes, try to fucking look after it. Some of the best people in the world to look after our land and our fucking environment are actually the farmers and the people that fucking look after it. Their entire livelihoods depend on it. They can't afford not to be good at it. But apparently that's where we're at now, is now they're pushing a climate narrative that if you are raising free-range chickens, now you're an evil bastard because you're ruining the climate. But if you've got battery chickens, you're a bastard because, well, that's a bit cruel and inhumane. You people are fucking retarded. The irony of it is the same crowds that are doing that are often the same passionate, enthusiastic, deluded fucking imbeciles who keep crapping on about the LGBTI fucking rights and bullshit, and then they start crapping on about what's going on in Palestine and fucking Islam and all this fucking shit, right? We just had an Islamist bloke crash a car in fucking Germany into a big fucking LGBTI parade because the Muslims don't like the gays, but the gays have, queers for Palestine and such shit. The more extreme Muslim crowd would love to throw every one of you gay folk, LGBT folks off a fucking building. I'm only happy to throw the maps off buildings. The ones who hurt and want to touch children, they should be fed to the sharks. But other than that, the gay folk, I don't really care. I do worry about some of the transgender folk that are doing some really fucking wild shit and using that shit as an excuse. If you have a penis, you belong in a male jail. I don't really give a flying fuck what your story is. I don't really care about what bullshit you come up with to justify why you did what you did. I felt really sad because I didn't know what gender I was and I was confused. So like that bloke in Melbourne who was raping his own fucking child so some other cunt could jerk off over it on the internet. Fuck you to the moon. You need to go into a men's prison and it needs to be all bets are off, motherfucker. No safety net for you sort of pricks. But of course, while we're on a roll, our good mate Albo, he's still fucking everything he touches. The housing market somewhat collapsed. Who could have seen that coming? But we're going to increase supply without talking to any builders while builders are going broke. You can't make this shit up. I couldn't sit down. I mean, I'm not a creative dude. That's the part of the challenge that I have. I'm not creative like that. I couldn't come up and sit here and go, I'm going to fucking write a story. And if I did, it wouldn't be this fucking convoluted because you can't make this shit up. These people are fucking retarded. The Labor Party of this country is doing everything it can. It's good to see that people have started to discover that there's a Fabian Society, there's a Bilderberg group, there's the Skull and Bones, there's a whole fucking bunch of these cunts in their little fucking clubs, in their little secret societies. Well, I've got a not-so-secret society. It used to be called the Silent Majority. It used to be called the sensible centre. Now it's called the pissed off Aussies who've had a gutful of you fuckers raping and pillaging us. But yes, Bilderberg exists. Yes, fucking Fabians exist. Yes, they do want to get rid of you. And yes, we've been letting it go on for far too fucking long. Right? Now, that pedophile cunt who has, I can't remember his name, 350 something fucking cases of violating children in daycare centres. And apparently he's not dead yet. I mean, obviously that's a tragedy that he's not, because I'd like him to suffer for a long, long fucking time. Along with anybody else who performs that sort of fucking behaviour. It's the one area that I will go, there should be a death penalty. Not if, not must, not maybe. When you are fucking convicted of that sort of shit. Death penalty. You hurt and violate a child, fuck you to the moon. And speaking of which, a whole bunch of new evidence has come out of the Pentagon that a whole bunch of child porn's on all their computer servers. What a fucking shock. Epstein files, dickhead. Still nobody's been arrested. Donald, you're fucking disappointing me, motherfucker. And if you're on that list, well, guess what? Show some balls, release a fucker anyway. I don't have a problem with adults doing some kinky wild shit as long as it's consensual between adults. But when you're fucking raping, murdering, killing fucking babies, eating fucking humans, and this is what's happening. We're not making this up anymore. This is no longer a fucking conspiracy. Release the files, arrest the fuckers that are required to be arrested. No fear, no favour, put the fucking lot in jail. And then we move into the judges, because the judges in Australia, particularly at the moment, I've got my goat up. Right, we watched them with the Kirrily Smith thing, and they've failed to stand by that ruling, or they've stood by that ruling that apparently Kirrily Smith has hurt some transgenders' feelings by saying that they're transgender and that they're men who shouldn't be playing women's sport. I stand with Kirrily Smith. They are men playing women's sport. Therefore, they should not be allowed to play women's sport because they have penises and they are men. Right? That should not be fucking controversial in this day and age. So the judges that are involved in this are the dumbest bunch of fuckwits, dishonest, disingenuous, lying cunts on the planet. We need to eradicate, rebuild and destroy our entire legal system. You heard me? The whole fucking thing, burn it down, it's fucked. Right? You've got Giggle versus Tickle. We've got to try and believe that this Roxy Tickle bloke is a woman. No, right? Not at all. These transgender folks playing fucking soccer or whatever they're playing, making cunts of themselves, causing injuries. Every woman needs to stop playing sport and just go, we're not fucking participating in this shit. Fuck these people. Fuck them to the moon, right? It's bullshit. And the judges that want us to believe complete dishonest delusions, lies, outrage, if they can force us to believe, which obviously we don't because we're not retarded, but we're copying it, we're accepting these results, they can force us to believe anything else that they choose to force us to believe. Again, that goes up the Fabian line and it goes up the Bilderberg line of, we rule over you cunts, we're going to tell you what's what, 2 + 2 is now 7 and you will fucking comply. I stand with Kirrily Smith. I consider this to be an absolute fucking travesty. And while the same gang of judges are putting that bloke who was raping his own fucking child on the internet into a women's prison because he had feelings and shit, or these are the guys who let these Muslim rapists go. And again, I'm going to go down the Muslim rapist line because those cunts, fucking when they're doing that shit, the ones who do, need to be locked up, deported, put on a shark food pontoon, fucked off. If they're not fucking Australian citizens, they're either facing the death penalty or they're out of here. Take your pick, motherfucker. Go back to the shithole with which you came, or we're going to execute you for fucking violating our women and our children, you cunts. No apologies. Fuck these people. Now, as for the fucking dead shit Aussie versions of the pedophiles, we need to use them in wood chippers. I'm all for that. They don't get a get out of jail free card. Unfortunately, we're kind of stuck with them. They're our homegrown dead shits. We need to pack them and stack them and fucking feed them to the sharks as well. Fuck if they want to go over those shithole countries. But we shouldn't be bringing them back as ISIS brides. Why the fuck are we bringing these fuckers back? I don't want my tax dollars funding these cunts. They chose to leave based on the fact they hate Australians and they're all about this Islamic State bullshit. You made your bed, motherfucker. Off you go. Bye. See ya. Not coming back. Not fucking welcome. And for our dickheads like Tony Burke and all these other wankers who sit there and go, oh yeah, but you know, it's human. Oh, we're not really helping them. Bullshit, because you haven't said no. Fuck off. And the answer's no, fuck off. You rescinded your citizenship when you fucking decided to go and fight for a terrorist fucking group overseas. You turn around and told us to go fuck ourselves. There's enough evidence that suggests it. End of fucking story. Now, of course, because all the judges are deluded, and any judges that aren't deluded and aren't speaking out, you're just as fucking complicit. You're complicit in this shit fuckery because you're not speaking and coming here going, I'm judge fucking whatever, and these pedophiles need to be locked up. I'm judge whatever, these rapists need to be fucking deported. I'm judge whatever, and this fucking bullshit made up crap needs to stop. So until you're doing that, you can get fucked too. I'm lumping you in there as part of the problem because you're not being part of the fucking solution. Now, tonight, it's Dean and Irv Spin Doctors tonight. My usual co-host, the good counsellor Anthony Irvine, will be off for the night. He's out fishing, camping or some such shit. If he's luck, good on him. I'm going to have Ross Pursehouse, who is the bloke who's organising the Labor Must Go Now rally. He's going to be in the studio. Well, the studio will be one of my spare bedrooms, I'm imagining, tonight. And it'll be on just a standard webcam, but that's okay too. There's some big news. There's a couple of MPs who are coming up. A couple of One Nation candidates will be joining us at the event in Bundaberg on the 8th. But, of course, I'm just saying now, if you're up in that Queensland area, you want to show up, I'm going to be there. We're going to be hopefully doing a few more of these tours. We're going to be doing a few more of these fucking events. And I'll be more than happy to run my trap and tackle all of the challenges that need tackling. Fuck, there's a lot of them. I don't think I made a video since Saturday morning regarding this type of shit. And I've just given you fucking 10 minutes of what in the fuck. The whole country's on its knees. The whole country's 3/4 rooted. I need you to subscribe to the newsletter, Dean McCrae, Spirit of Self-Determination. It's on a platform called Beehive. Doesn't cost you anything, but it just means you're in that system just in case the Facebook page was to get shut down or another Facebook page was to get shut down or they shut down the Twitter, right? That's part of it. We've got to cover our asses in all these sorts of arenas. I'm also going to recommend that you follow as many people that you can follow that you support that are showing courage and bravery at the front of this sort of disastrous fucking state of the world that we're in. Support them. You know, if people say to me all the time, oh, look, but if I had your platform, well, I've offered my platform multiple times. If you want to send in a 2-3 minute video of where you think the state of play is at, I'll be more than open to looking at it. It needs to have a disclaimer in there saying you give Dean McCrae the right to share this video, and I will put it on my platforms. Again, we're starting to, run in towards 50,000 followers, which is fucking unfathomable from my little corner of the world. We've got 100 and something subscribers. We'd love to see that number go up. I've got a website in development. I'm a bit slow at that shit because I do it all myself, right? And I'm not a web designer. So, I do all that sort of shit. I am sort of a one-man band in that arena. I'm not working for a political party. I'm not owned by anybody. I'm certainly not fucking controlled by anybody. Obviously, if you want to buy your cars, you can give me a holler. If you want your pest control done and you're within probably 100 odd kilometres of where I'm at, give me a shout because I'm more than happy to do that for you as a supporter of the show. Obviously, there's a fee involved, but that's how I make my money. And then somewhere in the middle of all that, of course, if I can help, I fucking will. But as a country goes, the sooner we fucking lace our boots, get our shit sorted, we need to start telling these judges to fuck off. We need to tell these politicians to fuck off. We need to tell these fucking LGBTI people who are fucking convinced that somehow they're special and deserve special treatment and that minor attracted persons are just a fucking other sexuality to fuck off. We need to tell the Islamists who fucking think that it's okay to rape our women and murder our children and fuck goats and whatever the fuck else, behead people and all that shit, they can fuck off too. The other cunts from third world countries who want to come here and behead and cut and fucking rape and pillage and murder, they can all fuck off too. And the only people that I really genuinely give a fuck about, irrespective of creed, colour, race, religion, are people who want to put Australia first, make Australia the best country in the world, prioritise this great nation, regardless. Fly our flag. Right? You people are fucking champions. You people who work for a living, fight for a living, because that's what we got to do. We got to fight for a living these days because they've fucked the country so hard. If you're fighting for a living, you're fighting to pay your bills, you're working your ass off, you're killing yourself to keep your family moving forward while the parasites fucking cruise on your fucking dollar and on your back. You people are the people that I fight for, obviously along with my family. And I make no apologies for my family first. I don't give a fuck about when the collective group is this social cohesion bullshit that they're waving around at the moment. Oh, social cohesion, it's all about the greater good and the big picture. Fuck the big picture, fuck the greater good, fuck your social cohesion. The greater good involves getting rid of our political class, getting rid of these fucking shonky judges, and getting rid of any cunt in this country who hates this country. And while I'm on the topic, Marine Faruqi getting away with that little bit of a scam over Pauline Hanson's fucking wrong, and that bitch should be on a plane out the fucking door. You love Pakistan so much, give our 300 grand a year back, you useless fucking twat, and you can get on a plane, you can fuck right off back to Pakistan as well. Have a great day, guys. 7:30 tonight, tune into Dean and Irv Spin Doctors, hosted by myself and co-hosted by a good mate, making his debut in the space, Ross Bursaus.